a shot by Yager is saved. Rebound across, Briere, score!
The Philadelphia Flyers try to send the Pittsburgh Penguins home early. The Philadelphia Phillies attempt to build momentum after a slow start, and the Philadelphia Eagles get ready for the NFL Draft. All that and much more on this edition of Sports Talk. Let's go!
Hello, and welcome to this edition of Sports Talk. I'm Stanley Wilosik.
And I'm Jessica Grunling. It's an exciting time to be a Philadelphia sports fan. Spring has finally sprung, and that means many things for sports fans in the Philadelphia area. The first that comes to mind is baseball.
That's right, Jess. Baseball is huge in the city, but while the season is just getting underway for the boys of summer, the spring holds a special meaning to hockey fans. That's right, it's playoff season in hockey, and the Flyers are taking on the heavily favored Penguins in the first round. Our own Scott Lambrick went out in the town to check the pulse of some fans about how they feel the team will do.
Thank you, Stanley. I'm standing here on Temple campus with Temple student Samantha Grinnan, talking about the Flyers' upcoming matchup against the Penguins. Now, first off, it is an away game. It starts off away, but we do know the Flyers have a better record. How do you think they're going to do now that it is the playoffs and it's a different atmosphere starting off away?
Well, personally, my heart's telling me that they're going to win in 4. But I think it's going to be a little harder. I think the Penguins are going to bring it because they know that the Flyers are also going to bring it. But I have a lot of confidence in them. I think that they know what they're doing over there in Pittsburgh. So
it's going to be intense, but I don't see a lot of fights. It's all about winning 4 games first.
We've been playing great away, especially at the console all year long. Everyone's back. Not everyone, but we got a lot of players back. Briere, Grossman are back tonight, and Bridge just came off a little break, so he should be fresh and ready to go. And I'm just hoping for a really good game from everyone all around.
The atmosphere is going to be great. Playoff time, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, in any sport, it's intense. So it's going to look for a lot of chipper, aggression, good playoff hockey.
I think the Flyers are going to win, obviously.
I'm going with Flyers in 6.
I'm going with the Pens in 7.
I'm going to have to go with Flyers in 6 games.
Yeah, Flyers, I'm going to say probably in 6.
Well, there you have it. Flyers in 6 games. We'll find out after Game 1 tonight how the series is going to go. Back to you, Stanley.
The Flyers sure are giving their fans a nice surprise by being up 3-0. Most of them thought it was going to go to 7 games.
I at least thought it was maybe 6, and Pittsburgh was probably going to win this.
So was I.
The Flyers are hanging in there. Only time's going to tell, and we'll just have to wait and see how the rest of the playoffs shape up. Now on the baseball, and all that comes with trying to predict the best teams again this year, Jess. How's the American League shaping up this year?
In the American League West and Central, there's no surprise that the Texas Rangers and Detroit Tigers stand in first place respectively. With Prince Fielder and Miguel Cabrera bolstering the Detroit lineup, they are a dangerous team and will make a strong run at a World Series title. In the American League East, it seems as if it will be a fight to the finish. The Yankees, Orioles, and Blue Jays are all tied for first with a 5-4 record, but the Red Sox and Rays are only 1 game behind. The Red Sox, though, are having some early season turmoil with manager Bobby Valentine recently calling out third baseman Kevin Youkilis for not playing up to his potential. It'll be interesting to see if the team will be able to overcome their in-team arguments and live up to their expectations for the season. Ultimately, though, I think the team to win the AL East and head to the World Series is the New York Yankees. Now, Stan, how is the National League looking so far this year?
Thank you, Jess. Well, to see how they're doing, I'm going to start out with the National League West. This one is going to come down to the end between the Giants and the Diamondbacks. In the end, though, I believe the Diamondbacks will come out on top just behind Justin Upton and the solid pitching staff they have. Looking at the NL Central, the door is swung wide open for the Reds to walk in first place. With Fielder leaving the Brewers and Pujols abandoning the Cardinals, the Reds are looking to Joey Votto and Drew Stubbs to help lead the offensive effort this coming season. Now to the NL East. No surprise here, even with an aging core group of players in the lineup, the Phillies are still the team to beat in the National League. They may not have Utley and Howard until the fall, but they still have guys like Halladay, Lee, and Hamels to shut down their opponents this season. And with the addition of Papelbon as their closer, they should be very solid defensively. As for who wins it all, I believe the Phillies take it out of the Yankees in 6 games.
Well, we obviously have a difference of opinions here. I mean, I think the Yankees could definitely take out the Phillies in those 6 games.
Jess, I don't even think the Yankees are going to make it in the World Series this year, okay?
They're looking strong. I mean, the pitching staff's coming along. They're going to get Andy Pettit back. They got 5 really decent starters and a lineup that's always explosive.
When we have Utley and Howard back in the lineup in the end of the season here, things are going to change and Phillies are going to explode, and the world will once again respect Phillies' talent.
I think it's safe to say that it will be a good matchup, and Philadelphia and New York fans will look for a good rematch.
Absolutely. It's always a good match. And with that, spring also means excitement for the football fans. That's right. The draft is just around the corner, and analysts from all over are trying to outdo and outguess who is going to go where.
We have our own in-house analyst, Josh Colbert, who's been busy during this offseason trying to discover where the Eagles' biggest weaknesses are and what they might do to address their issues. Josh?
Thank you, Stan and Jessica. Well, the Philadelphia Eagles have definitely had their ups and downs this offseason, but one thing is for sure, they certainly have been busy. A majority of their work has come within the organization as they take care of their own. Deshaun Jackson signed a new 5-year deal, as did Evan Mathis. And the Eagles rewarded Trent Cole and Todd Herremans for their work. They each received contract extensions. The Eagles also made 2 huge signings. Former Houston Texans linebacker D'Amico Ryans has been added to the squad. The Eagles traded their 4th-round pick to the Texans for Ryans. The 2 teams also swapped 3rd-round picks in the deal. Ryans is expected to make a huge impact on defense and to become the vocal leader that this team has been missing ever since Brian Dawkins was traded to the Broncos. The Eagles also signed offensive tackle Demetrius Bell. With Jason Peters out for the year after rupturing his Achilles in training, the Eagles were scrambling to find a replacement. Demetrius Bell is a great addition to the team and should fill in for Peters nicely. And we're off to the rumor mill. With 3 cornerbacks capable of starting, what are the Eagles going to do? Speculations are swirling that the Eagles are looking to trade Pro Bowl corner Asante Samuel. If Samuel were to leave Philadelphia, the Eagles would still be left with Nnamdi Asomugha and Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie. The Eagles also have depth at the position with Azalea Hansen and Curtis Marsh. Only time will tell if Asante will stay with the Bird Gang or fly away to another team. And with the NFL draft right around the corner, the main question is, what are the Eagles going to do with their first pick? The Eagles had the 15th pick in the first round, and speculation is high. It is well known that Andy Reid loves to develop quarterbacks, but the Eagles need to eventually start thinking about grooming a successor for Michael Vick. Ryan Tannehill is out there for the taking. However, there's no chance he'll be there at 15. The Eagles could try to move up to get him, but personally, I don't see that happening. The Eagles should use the 15th pick on defense, in my opinion. I like Fletcher Cox, a defensive tackle from Mississippi State. Unfortunately, the Dallas Cowboys had the 14th pick, and they also need a defensive tackle. If the Cowboys take Fletcher Cox, the Eagles should pick Mark Barron, the safety from Alabama. The Eagles already have Nate Allen and Jaquan Jarrett at safety. However, they simply haven't produced. You have to wonder how many more chances Coach Reid gives those guys before he brings in another safety for Allen and Jarrett to compete with. Well, there you have it, a very busy offseason for the Philadelphia Eagles as they try to bounce back from last season's embarrassing 8-8 record. I would definitely say they're in the right direction. Jessica and Stan, back to you.
Thank you, Josh, for that look into this year's upcoming draft.
That will do it for us here today. For Josh Colbert, Scott Lambrecht, and Stanley Losick, I'm Jessica Grundling. We'll see you next time.